Hello everyone and welcome to our channel Mid Study. Today in this video we are going to see about neonatal history taking an examination, which is an important short case in pediatrics. So let's get started. In introduction, so many days old male or female child, term, preterm, postterm, delivered by LSCS or full term normal delivery to so many years old primigravida or multigravida born out of consanguous or non-consanguous marriage and on date, let's say some XYZ. So we have to know whether the baby cried immediately after birth or not. We have to know whether the baby was breastfed after so many hours. We have to know the birth weight of baby. We have to look for know any yellowish discoloration of skin and eyes was present or not. Now coming to birth history, antenatal, whether the woman was registered or not, calcium, iron, folic acid, and tetanus toxoid vaccines received or not, history of fever, rash, leaking PV, history of hypertension, diabetes, thyroid problem, radiation exposure, history of drug intake. Natal examination or natal history, whether it was a term, preterm or post-term delivery, institutional or home delivery, type of delivery, whether it was a C-section or normal vaginal delivery, whether the baby cried immediately after birth or not, and birth weight of the child. Postnatal history, any NICU admission? If yes, then the reason for NICU admission, initiation of breastfeeding, any complications including jaundice, cyanosis, fever, and convulsions. Obstetrical history, you have to know the obstetric score in GPLA format. Then mention health of each and every child. Now in neonatal examination, there are few measurements which have to be taken, including weight and height, height for age, head circumference, chest circumference, upper segment to lower segment ratio, and keep in mind that don't take mid-arm circumference in a neonate. Now coming to examination. Attitude, whether comfortable, restless or anxious. Posture, whether lying on bed comfortably, turned away from light source as in pyogenic meningitis, tonic posture as in cerebral palsy. Consciousness, whether fully conscious, physiologic drowsy, in which arouses on light stimuli, pathologic drowsy, in which arouses on light incoherent stimuli and goes back to sleep on removal of the stimulus. Stupor, which requires a painful stimulus to arouse. Delirium, same as stupor but not oriented with time, place, and person. Light coma requires a sustained painful stimuli to arouse and does not localize painful stimulus but reflexes are intact. Deep coma, not arousable even on sustained painful stimuli and reflexes are also absent. Coming to vitals. Temperature. Normal temperature is around 36.5 degrees Celsius. Pulse. Normal is 120 to 160 beats per minute. Respiratory rate. Normal is 40 to 60 beats per cycles per minute. We have to look for certain signs including pallor, icterus, cyanosis, capillary refill time which is normally less than 2 seconds. Head to toe examination, we have to look for hairs, skin, nails. We have to look head whether there is brachycephaly in which there is decreased anteroposterior diameter, dolichocephaly in which there is increased anteroposterior diameter, plagiocephaly where there is asymmetrical skull due to fusion of coronal sutures. We have to look for position of head whether it is normal or there is torticollis. Anterior fontanelle which closes at about 18 months. We have to look for posterior fontanelle which closes by 2 to 3 months. Craniotabes, that is presence of snapping sound on pressing the scalp behind and above the ears. Physiologically, craniotabes is seen in prematurity and pathologically it is seen in rickets and hydrocephalus. Transillumination of skull. Frontal is more than 1 inch is normal. Occipital more than 0.5 inches is normal. Now we have to also look for eyes, ears and nose. Look for their patency. We have to look mouth for ulcer, thrush or angular stomatitis. In tongue, the strawberry tongue is seen in Kawasaki disease. Beefy red tongue is seen in vitamin B3 deficiency. Magenta red tongue is seen in vitamin B12 deficiency. Geographical or bald tongue is seen in vitamin B12 deficiency. Coated tongue is seen in typhoid. Now continuing with head to toe examination, we have to look throat, neck for any dilated veins and lymphadenopathy, thyroid, spine, bones and joints, genitalia, anus and umbilical cord. The last point is neonatal reflexes, which include blink reflex, which appears at 28 weeks and does not disappear, palmar grasp, which appears at 28 weeks and stays for 3 months, Moro's reflex, which appears at 30 weeks and stays for 3 months, sucking reflex, which appears at 28 to 31 weeks and disappears at 6 months, rooting reflex, which appears at 32 weeks and disappears at 4 to 6 months, and asymmetric tonic neck reflex, which appears at 34 to 36 weeks and disappears at 3 months. I have made a separate video on neonatal reflexes. I would suggest you to check it out for more details on neonatal reflexes. And so this concludes with neonatal examination. I hope you like the video. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon so that you will never miss an update. Thank you.